Got a scrapbook full of interesting items. Great finds today. I got in some interesting items. They all seem to be in some sort of folder. And there's some very interesting postcards that we started out with. These all seem to be from the same place. They come from Benton, Ohio. Looks like a school there. And then this is Benton, Ohio. See there, Southview Poultry Farm. There's a lot of chickens in there. I don't think any of them are left. And then, of course, some school. This is Benton Harbor. They're all dressed very nicely. Nobody is smiling. No one is happy to be at school in 1314. That is over 100 years ago. You can see the kids here who are all, well, hopefully they all grew to adulthood. This is Benton, Ohio, just some of the old houses. And you can see that the old Snyder store right there. I don't know if it's Great Finds resale, but I doubt it. And you can see all the different ones, and you can see the handwriting is just awesome. And see, back then, you didn't even have to you just put Millersburg. Oh, you had no zip code. You didn't even have to have an address. No address. And this is from 1918. You can see the stamps here, 1910 there. And the stamps, I don't know a lot about stamps, but they are interesting to look at. Now, just because there's an old postcard, see, these are all, it's factory workers. Oops, it's upside down. The building, you can see them all working there, or at least standing there and posing for a picture. But this isn't that old of a postcard. Someone got an old postcard. It's Construction, New York in 1958. But this is a pretty new postcard, but it's still a cool postcard. Now, old bank checks. I'm not sure on old bank checks, but this is from Hamilton, Ohio. That's down near Cincinnati. You can see the stamp there. That's good old George Washington. And it's paid to the order of Roger. Roger was getting $100. A $100 check in 1872. Looks like someone named Abner. You don't see Abner. You can see that it is canceled there. Abner Francis. It's $100, and you can see you still had to sign them on the back. Now, this is before the invention of the ballpoint pen. So you can see that these would all be fountain pens or dip and ink pen. But they did sign that. Great, great signatures. How much are checks worth? Now, if you have a check that's actually from someone we know besides Abner Francis, if he was someone, that would be worth some more money. But this is just a cool piece of history. Now, the person also brought in some money. They brought in a 10-pound note. Yes, this is a 10-pound note from the Bank of England. You can see the Queen there. The Queen, of course, 10 pounds. Right now, a pound is worth about $1.39. So this is worth more than $10. It's got a little rip in it. I don't think there's a lot of numismatic value to these. But they are cool. It is the Bank of England. And it's not really yellow. It's just, for some reason, it's in this yellow thing. You can see there's going to be the watermark there. See the Queen. She is still on the throne, of course. And then we have something called Bermuda money. Bermuda, it is a British colony. And we can see that the Queen is there. The Queen looks a lot happier because she's in Bermuda. Bermuda Monetary Authority. It's $5. This is made from 2000. What could this be worth? Now, we know this is worth, right now they fluctuate. It's worth about $1.39. But Bermuda money is a little bit different. It is tied to the U.S. dollar. So this doesn't necessarily accept it outside of Bermuda, but $5 is $5 U.S. dollars. So $5 and $1.39 a piece. So that's cool. We know why the Queen is happier here, because she's in the Caribbean. She's probably on vacation. But this is real currency, so they brought in real currency. And now these are all cool old photos. This is a sailor right in World War II. Looks like 1945, a guy named Walter. It was right before he went off to the war, sitting on his car there. Great, great photo. Of course, after the war, there's John Lennon. He's all about the peace. John Lennon with the Statue of Liberty. Now, I got this in this. This really doesn't have that much worth, but it's still very interesting. the Shorey and Shellahice Coal and Ice Company. Fire and Ice Company. So this is for 5,000 pounds of ice. So you would take this and you would get your coal or your ice. And you can see the little tickets here. Coal and ice, depending on what you were ordering. This is before we had refrigeration. So if you want to keep stuff cold, you got a little book like this. And you gave them a coupon. You said, hey, I need something cold. I need something hot. I either need coal or ice. It's a cool little book. It's 3-way food protection, which is great. You know, safe temperatures, balanced moisture, washed, vitalized air. That doesn't make any sense to me. But ice refrigeration, you could buy ice. Now, this particular book came out in 1945, and this is the ships, aircrafts, and U.S. fleet. Now, this would appeal to not only military people, but also World War people as well. You can see that this was priced at $1. It's actually 1944. So this would have come out during the war. You can see Cleveland-class cruiser. You can see different things that you have here. And you'd be able to identify all the different ships that there are. Maryland, Oklahoma. Aircraft carriers, which we lost a lot of there in World War II. Yorktown, very famous. Prince William, destroyers. Just a great book for military history. You can see some planes. So you can get naval aircraft, the different aircraft that we had during the war, how they folded up. And even this, a patrol bomber 2-engine seaplane, which is interesting. And then, of course, transportation. We had different things for different areas of the war. And fleet auxiliary stuff. And, of course, transport and cargo ships. So this would appeal to a lot of different people. It's very cool. It's very indexed. It's very detailed. And there's a Sikorsky. Sikorsky, of course, invented the helicopter. And we didn't have those till the end of World War II. But there is one right there. And so this is just a cool item. This is a cool piece of history. This is a cool piece of history. And then this was also here. This is dated from 1855. 1855, that means Abraham Lincoln wasn't even president for another 4 years. Who was president? Buchanan. And so 22nd, so it's around, and this is great writing. Now, the interesting part of this was it was on lined paper. It's on lined paper, and I thought, did they even have lined paper back then? Yes, they did. Lined paper was invented in 1770, so that's how they can write. So this is actually a gentleman who is respectfully yours. He's talking about selling stocks. So I understand you sold your 5 shares. I'm not going to sell my 10 shares. You know, it's still back then. It's from New London, Ohio. You can see that this was actually sent in the mail. So this is a John Gardner Esquire. Esquire meaning he's a lawyer. And this would be your return address. You don't even have to put anything on it. Just put his name on it. He's there. It's dated. The date it was dated. There's a little rip here, but it's probably because it was sealed with a wax seal there. You can still feel a little bit there. It would be a wax seal. So they did use that so to make sure that nobody read your letter. It's very cool. So these things, now there's not a lot of value in here. I don't know how to price this because it has this hole in it. An old banknote. Now that may be worth more. These sell, right around $10. These are just, I don't even know. Of course, John Lennon is John Lennon. War pictures are going to be good if you can find out. But we know to find out exactly what is worth the money, we have to go to the Queen. Yes, the Queen of England. She's still sitting on the throne, and this is worth $5. We know that. And then, of course, the more somber Queen is actually worth more. So when you find old stuff, it's cool to look at. The history is there. The handwriting is awesome. That's what a check used to look like, which is strange. But in the end, stick with the Queen, and you probably got at least $10 there. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Go ahead, like, subscribe. If I got something wrong, if you see something, let me know.